Welcome to the color page. Within the color page, you can do color correction and you can do, for example, motion tracking, adding masks, keying, and stories like this. You can also use the open effects that you have seen before. Now, the color page is divided in two sections. You have the upper part. And this part is about viewing. You can view your clips, you can view your gallery, for example, and your notes. The lower part here is all about the color correction tools and a bit more. It's actually very easy to use. I will start from the upper part. You have here the timeline. I'm going to put it off so you can see which one it is. I'm going to put it on. This is your timeline. If you scrub through, you can move from one clip to another clip. If you notice, the selection is coming with the clip here. If I move to this clip. Now, usually you don't want to scrub through a clip from here. You can just scrub from here. And you don't need this timeline unless you're doing something very specific. Actually, you can just put it off and you have more space. You have also your media pool. Now, this is a new feature where you can have your media pool from here. It's pretty important. We'll work on it. And then you have your lookup tables or your LUTs. Here you can decide what kind of lookup tables you want to apply on your clips. Then you have your gallery. The gallery is very important. It will allow you to grab stills from a clip and store the color correction information and just drop them over here so you can reuse them on other clips. We will see that in details. On the right side, you will have, of course, your notes. I'll put gallery off. That's how we want to work. And stretch this one a bit more. On the right side, clips is enabled. You can disable them and it gives you more space to work on a single clip. Then you can enable them again. And you have the nodes. You can put it on off. And you have the open effects. You have seen that before. You can start applying effects on the nodes. And you have a nice one called Lightbox where you can see your clips, have a big peak and look at them, what's happening. Did you do the right color correction? You can also see it on black, which is important sometimes, or on gray. You click on the light box, you come back here. Now, if you come to the lower part, you have three sections. The one on the left, where you have certain options, the one in the middle, and the one on the right. From keyframes and on is the one on the right. Within every section, you have several tools that you can use. Actually, if you are on the free copy, you can have only two. The color wheels and the RGB mixer. That's it. Now, when you select, for example, the color wheels, you will notice that you have other dots over here. Okay? So within the color wheels, you have several options that you can select through the dots or come to the menu and select what you like. Now pay attention to some small things over here that are very important. If you come to the RGB mixer, there are no options here. That's it. Cool. In the middle part here, you have your curves. And within curves, you have the small dots that gives you different kind of tools to work on. Or you can choose them just from the drop-down menu. Then you have the qualifier. Same story. You have different options. You have your window. And you create masks here and you play with them the way you would like. You have your tracker that we are going to use. You have your blurs. And you have the key, which is not about keying, but mainly about input and output and certain qualifiers, how to adjust them. And you have the input sizing. On the right, by default, the keyframes panel is enabled. It means you can animate your color correction or your visual effects if you like. Next to it, you have your scopes. That's mainly what we are going to use. If you come to the keyframes and you click on the four arrows here to expand, it will expand horizontally and then you can make it smaller if you like. For the scopes, we'll see that you can expand them and start seeing them in a separate panel. I will close that. And you have the last one, which is the info. Actually, if you think about it, the color page is very easy. Use mainly your color wheels and you have certain options for the color wheels. Come over here, you have other tools that you might or might not use. And most important is curves. And curves have different options. On this side, you have your scopes. That is the main thing you are going to use. And that's it. It's so simple, so easy. What I would like you to do now is come over to the color page and start navigating. Don't play with the tools a bit, don't get confused, and don't get absorbed with the tools, what they are doing, and so on. Just try to navigate and get familiar with whatever is written on the screen and so on. That's it for the color page, and I will see you in the next lecture with how to work with nodes.